Now, a record-breaking 120 million people have been forced to flee their homes due to war, conflict, and violence, as well as prosecution. The 12th year in a row, the number has increased, and that's according to UN Refugee Agency. The agency said the global displaced population is now equivalent to that of Japan. We have details in this report.
New conflicts in Sudan and Gaza contributed to the rise, which the UN Refugee Agency Chief Filippo Grandi called a terrible indictment on the state of the world. He called on government to tackle the root causes of the problem rather than politicizing refugees and turning to quick fixes such as closing borders, which he said would not solve the problem. Instead, he urged countries to work together for more durable solutions. New and old crises drove up the number of refugees globally as of April 2024, according to the agency's annual report on the subject. In Sudan, the war that started between rival generals in April 2023 pushed more than 9 million people from their homes.
You've seen people coming on a daily basis by dozens in a very, very bad shape. And most of them are women, children who have experienced an unimaginable trauma.
For the UN, Al-Fashir is inaccessible either cross-line or cross-border. We have all seen the horrific news coming from the small village of Wad al-Noor. We are also hearing of truly horrifying reports of violent attacks and casualties in the villages of Wad al-Noor in Al Jazeera state. Some 12 million have been forced to flee their homes in Sudan, with over 2 million crossing borders into neighboring countries, mainly Chad, South Sudan, and Egypt, often arriving in extremely vulnerable conditions and highly traumatized.
In Gaza, the war between Israel and Hamas has displaced an estimated 75% of the population, 1.7 million people since October. The world's largest displacement crisis remains in Syria, where a conflict that started in 2011 keeps nearly 14 million people from their homes. Millions more people were driven from their homes in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Myanmar because of fighting last year. The United Nations Refugee Agency said it was untrue that all refugees and other migrants went to wealthy countries, pointing out that the vast majority of refugees were in neighboring and low and middle-income countries. Mr. Grandi notes the number of displaced people globally has nearly tripled since 2012 and is likely to increase. The agency condemned warring parties, saying conflicts that violated international law drove displacement.